What tends to happen when your father's a musician, your mother's a musician, your uncle's a musician, and your aunt's a musician? Many times you can't run away from it. It's in your blood. Honestly, I've never bothered trying. So I would like to share with you my musical career throughout life. Yeah, right. Anyway, I was 7 years old when my grandmother gave me piano lessons and I practiced with my mom. Although, if any one of them saw me trying to play on a piano like this, they would have a stroke. I did that for 2 years, even performed in kids' concerts. Yeah, I quit. Don't practice with a parent or a relative. Just don't. Anyway, a couple of years later, around the age of 11, I made the switch from the kids channel to MTV. And I thought Britney Spears was the greatest artist in all living things, and I wanted to be a singer so I could sing like her. I remember talking to my mom about perhaps having potential as a singer, and to demonstrate it, I went, ah, which Britney didn't sing. It was Disney's Ariel. But mom said, yeah, you have potential, but you need to develop it. So I started taking singing lessons. In my very first lesson, I asked my teacher, so you, know Britney Spears? Can you sing like Britney Spears? What the fuck, I was such a little idiot. Luckily, my teacher was kind and wise, and although we didn't sing much Britney, she did help me discover the pleasures of singing German Lieder, French songs, Italian, English. We mostly focused on classical music, but every once in a while some jazz or musical number popped up there. And at school we had this graduation ceremony at the end of 6th grade in which I got my first singing solo part, and people were like, oh my god, you're a singer! And that was victory after being bullied there for years. But it took a while till I was able to keep expressing my developing abilities. In high school, I got accepted to the music department and I got to do all sorts of things there. Singing solo, in a vocal ensemble, with orchestras, even composing for crying out loud. And I'm not a composer, you should have heard how atrocious my stuff sounded, Jesus. There was that one time where I got to sing a jazz song with my own ensemble, and it was like my 3 minutes of fame, in-your-face Hollywood kind of moment. And there were some lovely recorders in between. But by far, the weirdest thing I got to do was playing the clarinet. I can't play the clarinet, okay? I don't even know how this happened. One day in my senior year, I decided I'm in love with the clarinet. This is the best wind instrument ever. I should play the clarinet. The clarinet gets me. We had no money to buy this instrument or even getting lessons, so my parents temporarily hired a clarinet for me and bought me some textbook with exercises. For a while there, I could play like 2 or 3 notes, and then... okay, I might have dreamed it, right? But a super talented girl from my class wanted to make a small ensemble, playing a sad song composed by her for a memorial ceremony. And my clarinet part in the score consisted of 2 or 3 notes because that's all I could fucking play. I remember rehearsing this with the others, but is it true we actually performed this on stage? I have this fuzzy dreamlike memory of the peak of my short brush with this instrument. Anyway, after high school, I realized, I love singing, but I love talking about music even more. I love understanding music. So for my BA, I enrolled in philosophy and musicology. And yes, musicology exists. I don't know why I was asked if I made this up so many times. In fact, several people asked me if I meant Scientology. No. Anyway, during that time, I finished my classical singing lesson with my first teacher and started taking lesson with another teacher who taught me belting and scat techniques. That was difficult, dude. Physically and psychologically, it's a whole other world. At first, I sounded exactly like a 2-year-old blowing into a real trumpet. But the years went by and I finished my BA and then did my MA and my singing got better and better, and then trauma strikes. Oh boy, did that do a number on me. At that time I couldn't afford taking more singing lessons, but it was the trauma that contributed to the deterioration of my voice. For quite a while there, I thought I lost a lot of myself, to the point where I actually became an outpatient in a healthcare facility for a couple of months. And yet, music kept coursing through my veins, the passion never running low. So, when I finished my time at the facility, I got accepted to do musicology PhD overseas. I'm in my 2nd year now, and it's a whole adventure all on its own. I'm learning fascinating things here, practicing research, and I'm also inspired to rehabilitate my voice. So really, I could carefully say that my music career is only just beginning. Hopefully. Now, if this were an academic essay, I would have to find a way to conclude it neatly, but it's not. Thank you for tuning in for my journey. Bye-bye now.